I
You
most
know.
definitely will give you everything that I got on that. But before we do that, I would like to take a time to take a few seconds
Mm.
and just to reflect back on all the people that are no longer here with us.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Absolutely. This is to
Because
do your homework first.
and it's just like paying homage to where we come from. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because all our family members, and it's not only because of COVID. I just always wanted to say that because we're going through some trying, difficult times. If you really want to pay attention, I personally lost loved ones through this
Right.
whole situation, but that's not the reason why I'm saying it.
Right.
Yes, it is a part of the reason, but the reason why I'm saying it is because we sometimes don't remember
Mm.
and don't acknowledge,
Wow.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that we're going through what we're going through,
Wow.
regardless of what it is. If you ever lost someone, I just want to take a few seconds and just give them that moment so that we could all remember them.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean?
Let's do
So
that.
we could do that. Then I could just tell you whatever you want to know after that.
All
You know
right,
what I mean?
OG. Let's take that time. All right.
It's for my grandmother, my godmother, my mother, my best friend,
Wow.
my brothers,
Wow.
sisters,
Mm.
friends, loved ones that we all ever lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's for them. You feel
Okay.
me?
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
I just wanted to do that. Now that with all that said and done, you were saying, right?
I was saying,
You
I
were
was
saying?
saying, OG.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your early beginnings, man. What was it like for you coming up? You know,
Mm-hmm.
being a young man, a garifuna. You know, immigrant parents, traveling, landing here. What's your story coming up in those times?
Well, I actually, the beginning was right here on Beck Street.
Wow.
You feel me? This
Mm.
is where I grew up. Dating back to '88 is when I first got here.
Mm.
Um, I'm the oldest of four.
Okay.
I have two younger brothers and a little sister. We grew up right here. This is where we grew up. We went to school. I went to PS 62.
Mm.
Um, Graduated from there. Went to IS 52.
Okay.
Then after that, I went to Kennedy High School. Graduated from there, and then that's when life kind of took a different turn. But
Okay.
you know, this is about music, right? So let me get to it.
So, growing
hmm
up, what type of music was being played in the crib?
In the crib,
In the
Bob
crib.
Marley.
Okay. Okay.
Um, a lot of '60s, '70s, and '80s rock, like
Wow.
soft rock.
Okay. Power
But
ballads.
yeah,
Mm.
um, a lot of the Percy Sledge and
Wow. If a man
these are
loves a woman,
yeah,
when a man loves a woman. I'm
right,
sorry.
that type of music. But
Right.
mainly like a lot of calypso, a lot of soca.
Okay.
Some punta. You feel me? Because
Wow.
that's when is people started recording their tapes and stuff like that. So that's when we
Mm.
was actually able to get some material out.
Okay.
And
And could you recall what was the first band you remember hearing?
La Boga Boys. The
Ooh.
first band, yeah, the first band I
Ooh.
seen perform live was La Boga Boys. And my cousin Brenda, shout out to her. You know, her Swiss 16 here in the Bronx, and that's the first time I felt music up close and personal. I guess that was like my first concert experience. Even you
Mm.
may want to call it that, live performance, concert,
Right.
whatever you want to call it. I was
Right.
dressed up to the T too. You know, I
Oh,
had my
that's the
suit on and
concert.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a caballero and all that shit.
Okay. Okay.
I was a part of the Swiss 16,
Fly
so
shit.
I was on the inside of the whole situation.
Mm.
But yeah, that was my first time watching a whole live band perform. Marconi was on stage,
Ooh.
Bobby's, Oscar. Shit, the list goes on. Like it was a whole bunch of talents up there. Like
Right.
you know,
Right.
and I remember as a kid dancing the whole night.
Okay.
My feet was burning the next 2 days. But nigga, this is my first opportunity to really like.
Get
I
the
felt the
experience.
music. You
You
feel
got the
me?
experience.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was back in like what 88, 89
Mm.
in the Bronx.
Here in the Bronx.
So like, shout out to La Boga Boys too. They was the ones that gave us the first opportunity to get up on a major stage. That
Mm.
was back in '95 when we did the Boys and Girls Belizean Festival. And a
Wow.
major, big, this is my first time on a major stage, and I'll be the first one to tell you I choked,
Okay.
completely choked. At
Wow.
those times, I had just learned how to play the bass
When did you start to learn to play the bass?
back in '95.
Wow. So this
Yeah,
exact same year.
the same
Wow,
year.
that's a
Yeah.
late
Wow.
stage.
Well, this is the year that I got introduced to Randy, which was the director of the band at those times.
Mm.
Eddie, Eddie G and G. Well, Eddie was the one that brought me over because he
Mm.
was my best friend at the time.
Okay.
You feel me? So he brought me over to Randy house, and at first I didn't know what my placement would be in the band, so I just started doing choruses.
Okay.
And then started looking and see what little instruments Randy had around, and he had a bass under his bed, but nobody was playing the bass. He was playing keyboards. His cousin was on the congas, and somebody else was doing something. I can't really recall. This is '95 we're talking about. This is
Right. Right. Right.
2021 right now.
Right.
Excuse me for not being able to be as
Nah, it's all
detailed.
good. It's the best of your acknowledgement.
Right.
Right.
As my memory recollects,
Mm-hmm.
we was in there and the bass was under the bed, and I looked at it. I said, "Yo, Randy, what's up with this?" He's like, "This is a bass guitar," and I said, "Yo, that's the shit that go to doom doom." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, let me see that." He said, "Were you interested?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, take it with you,
Uh-huh.
right? Here's the book. Learn the notes, and this is the song. This is two songs that you could start learning how to play,
Wow.
which was Raton and something else. Uh, simple notes."
Mm.
I went home and I must have rehearsed for like a month straight, just those two songs
Okay.
to perform them. And when I had my first opportunity to perform was at that Belizean Fest '95 at that major stage. Now, back in the day, MTV used to have this major event, summer splash or some shit they used
Mm-hmm.
to call. They used to put it on the TV. It was a
Mm-hmm.
couple of days running, and that was the type of stage that they used to have back in the days for the Belizean Fest.
Wow.
So I was already automatically shitting in my fucking pants.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Because this is not only the biggest stage, it's my first time really about to perform.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I did not perform.
Mm.
I went up on stage and I did chorus. I got scared. I just couldn't do it.
Wow.
Nah,
I
you got
heard
that
the
confidence in
way
you.
I had lacked the confidence. I was just learning how to play an
Wow.
instrument that I was really basically teaching myself.
At the time.
I'm surrounded by professional working on stage, sound systems and engineers
You
are
got
coming up to me.
intimidated
I
by.
really got intimidated by the moment. You feel
I
me?
felt that. Right.
It's the honest truth. I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you the truth. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
that. You feel me? I got intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't scared. I was just exactly that, intimidated
Right.
by the moment.
I understand.
So I choked.
Mm.
And that's something that I wish I could take back as far as music, because that
Wow.
was a major opportunity where I could have really
Showcase your
felt
talent.
right
Right.
and show out.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't jump, but that was the last time that I didn't jump.
Okay.
You feel me?
It
Needless
taught
to
you
say,
something.
yeah, it did teach me something. It taught me to go hard. You
Right.
feel me? Being the underdogs. You know, when
Mm.
it came to music, we was the underdogs. We was the dudes that ain't have no business in the business. You
Mm.
feel me? So that fueled us. It
Mm.
fueled me. You couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be the best. You
Right.
feel me? I carried myself like I was the best even when I wasn't.
Right.
And I ain't give a fuck about what you had to say. Say it to my face. You feel? Yeah, that's always just been me.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So I can't hide that.
Right.
You know. And people are naturally are gonna love me or they gonna hate me. But even when they love me, they fear me. And that's just the one thing I don't like. You feel
Okay.
me? Because I don't come like that. If I
Right.
fucks with you, I fucks with you. If I don't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You ain't gonna
You
get no
know.
time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You ain't gonna get no time.
Absolutely.
And the time that you will get, you won't like. But that's not what we're here for.